funny. It's more of a scientific paper, though.
I'll decide if it's funny or not.
You will decide. So there's a Harvard scientist that wrote a paper saying the probability of having an alien mothership in our solar system is very high.
Is it very high?
They're setting out like drones or probes, you want to call them, to go check us out.
And was there some, like, what does he base that off? Very high because why?
Just some very high probability.
Just
I didn't go in that. I didn't go into the mathematics behind this.
Okay.
Scientists.
My problem when it comes to a lot of these people who want to talk about the likelihood of aliens based on scope, based on size, and I'm not saying that's wrong. I just want to know where then, when you start that math equation, to tell me how the math, what is your baseline numbers for what? Like, what are we starting with for a baseline? If we have
Drake equation.
Wait. So we have zero evidence in totality of human history.
Well, we don't.
We have zero tangible evidence. There's nothing you could show me tangible that proves that aliens exist here or abroad. Anywhere. We've never found a civilization on a planet, an abandoned one. We've never found another satellite.
Well, we haven't got
we
had Black Knight satellite.
But that's never been proven to be a real satellite. It might just be a blanket. So until you prove that and have the facts,
it's a tangible proof that there
it's a theory. So, right, exactly. But so that's like there's no tangible proof that I'm not a warlock. Well, but I can't prove to you that I'm a warlock either.
You're a fireball, then you can prove it, right?
Right.
Can you do that?
So,
are you all fucking holding out on me?
No. Okay. So zero evidence. What do we use as a baseline for a math equation when you have zero?
Drake equation.
If you have zero apples, how do I give you any of my apples? Which is?
I got it written down here actually. The Drake equation.
Like champagne poppy?
No.
Like used to call
the Drake
me on my
equation
cell
is
phone.
Number of stars born per year, percentage of stars with planets.
You're not even gonna let me get through my hotline bling? You're just
you want me to explain
rattling off definitions?
Well, you want me to explain this equation?
Go ahead.
All right. Are you done your Drake though?
Apparently, you talked over the whole thing.
Drake might sue us, bro.
I don't think I sound like him. I feel like I got a deeper
I thought
voice.
You were Drake.
I feel like my nuts dropped so much they fell on Drake.
Oh, damn.
So my voice is pretty deep.
So I'm guessing he's probably basing like the starting of his equation off the Drake equation, which, like I was saying, is the number of new stars born per year, percentage of stars with planets, number of habitable planets per star,
right?
Percentage of developing.
All the criteria for life and all the criteria for the expansive numbers in the galaxy, like I said, but no actual thing that proves life exists anywhere but Earth. Never has, never proved, no examples, zero. So there's nothing that...
They found microbes on Mars. That's still life. They found on another planet. There's microbes everywhere. There's life everywhere throughout the galaxy.
I got a good comeback to that. Because yes, you're right. Life on Earth or life on Mars might be life on Mars or whatever. I'm not going to get into it. I was going to deviate into a political opinion about life being life.
Life being life.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's not going to be a good opinion to have.
No?
No. Okay. Not out loud. No, I'll keep that opinion for my own political
You tell me after.
I will. You'll know better because you've heard me reference it exactly that way before too.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
I was trying to think. I don't know.
That if we call cell life on Mars, why don't we call, right?
Oh,
yeah, right.
Right.
But we'll call cells on Mars life.
Right. Got you. That does make fucking...
But I'm not going to go there with you. Still no proof of real tangible life. Or like animated life.
Let's say the 1940s.
Not mothership life. Microbe life.
Microbe life. Well... Because if you are an intelligent species and you're coming here to more of a primitive species like we are, you're going to want to be more of like a zoo. You want to be silent. You don't want to be seen. You want to observe.
I'm not saying that the possibility isn't there. I just, when I see people do these studies, I wonder, like, you're working from nothing. It's like saying, like, I need you to manufacture a tire here. So I want you to make a tire. You've seen a tire before. Tires exist. The possibility that there being tires can be, but I want you to make it here out of air with no rubber and just the theory of tires.
Well, okay, well, still.
And it's like, but that doesn't make a tire. That just sure you know what life is and sure you know what probabilities are. But none of those correlate with the fact that we've never found intelligent life anywhere.
It's all a theory, right? Just like gravity is still just a theory. It's not proven that gravity is real. It's still
but you can put it into practice, though, right? Gravity has practice you can measure. And especially because we have different places the gravity changes between on Earth and up in space, and you can measure all these. You can at least drill down and have some semblance of a working, applicable theory where you can say,
well, you can still do that with human species, and the number of planets.
You can take what we have here and project or extrapolate that onto other things that don't have it, but gravity is still gravity. Here you can actually test it. And you can move around to, like I said, a new environment and test it again. But I can't test outside species because there is no outside species to test from. Gravity I can test from.
Yeah.
Like it's still something that's tangibly workable. The theory can be put into practice. It's so easy to say.
Well, it's mathematics. Everything is just until it puts into practice.
This guy can just throw these theories out into space and never have them be challenged. Because we can't disprove the negative.
All theories are challenged.
That's like me saying this room's filled with ghosts. You just can't see them.
I don't know if they're not or...
Exactly. And you can't disprove it. But so I can just throw out stupid theories about random...
It's stupid. It still comes back to a mathematical equation.
Dog. In the history of humanity, which is the only history we know of, you have no tangible proof. Zero.
How do you know? We haven't been...
Because it doesn't exist. What do you mean?
Have you poured the data yourself?
It would be available if we found actual life.
I think disclosure is coming soon. That's why the government keeps on putting out all these UFO documents and like.
You're one of these that thinks the government, all the other.
I think they would know. I think they would know.
Have you seen that like most government officials are on TikTok and stuff? Do you think we're holding like?
Are they actually on TikTok?
Dude. These people just poop like normal people.
I didn't know they're actually.
There's no cabals of secrets, I don't think, to the point where.
I can't say there is or isn't. There probably always is. There's probably always secrets. There's secret societies, cabals, stuff like that, for sure.
It's fun to pretend.
Well, I'm not saying there is or isn't, but the likelihood of something like that being real is actually tangible. Like the secret society.
It is, but as of right now, we're working from zero proof. As long as you're willing to concede the fact that we have zero right now.
Zero public proof. There's zero public proof.
You're killing me. You're killing me, Smalls!
I'm killing, no, I'm not.
Have you seen The Sandlot? That's from The Sandlot, right?
Such a good movie. I haven't seen that in forever.
We should watch that. We're going to watch PFL tonight. So if anybody likes MMA, we're going to be back tomorrow. We're going to go through PFL.
Hells yeah.
PFL's Wicked, so Professional Fighters League. It's season 3, episode 1.
Yes, episode 1.
Yeah, and there's good UFC next weekend and stuff.
There is.
Yeah.
Who's fighting?
Pereira against Adesanya in the rematch for the title.
Who's fighting in the PFL? Is it the Santos?
Thiago Santos. Yeah, that's tomorrow. That's tomorrow, not next week.
Oh, that's
next week is the heavyweights and the women. I think 135 girls or 145 girls. Tomorrow is
heavyweight should be good.
Tomorrow is light heavyweight. That's what Santos is. Tomorrow's light heavyweight. 205.
Oh, okay, light heavyweight.
So yeah, as long as you're willing to concede that we've got zero evidence to work on, and that's just like saying you're not sure that there might be fucking 800 other inches of dong up inside your body. You just can't see it yet to have shown it to anybody. But it's like, but you don't know it's there.
It's like in a different dimension.
That's exactly what you're saying. Is that things are in a different dimension, but we're supposed to like pretend that like that's almost right there. Like you can almost see the finish line.
Well, no,
but there's not even like a race set up, let alone a finish line to see, because there's nothing to race again, because you don't have the blocks to start the race, because there's nothing to build off. It's just theory. It's just open space theory.
Right. It's just built off mathematical equations.
Lots of space. What do you do? Maybe it's all just empty.
Well, there is a lot of emptiness in space.
Why can't God be real if we can? And why can't we be the center of and the only thing made in the image, and then all that other stuff would totally never be superior?
Well, no, made in your image on that planet. I don't think it's all going to save.
Why? But what if you are the center of the universe? What if you specifically are the absolute epitome of humanity? What if you are the apple of the Lord's eye, and that's what you're here for, is to like set the barometer for what humans can be capable of in the future? And there is no superior anything. Like it looks really vast, but it's for you to conquer. Everything is like, just like on this planet where everything is a rung below you, and no smoke to people who love animals and all that, because we're not advocating for just kicking your cat. We love I got lots of animals. So, but I mean, you are in theory superior with your opposable thumbs and your foresight and all that good stuff.
Well, that's the only reason why we're superior. But if cats have thinking brains and thumbs,
what's to say you're not across the entire galaxy? Who's to say you're not the man? You are the man. What's to say? Why do we always put these aliens?
They say like the infinite.
Isn't it bad enough that Sims put girls on pedestals? We have to put aliens on pedestals. Like they all got these like cloaked motherships, and we're down here just like pissing on the toilet seat still.
Well, yeah, we basically still are. We just
love fantasizing.
Well, I think fantasizing is very good. Like stuff like that broadens your.
But just like how
your imagination,
right? But you can show how none of it's real because we've fantasized about 100 million things throughout history, and none of them came to fruition either. No dragons, no magic. No one can conjure a fireball. So like we just imagine, go down these rabbit holes of imagination, and it's like, but we don't. There's no like evolution that comes with them. We've never met a person who can throw lightning. Never met a person who can teleport. We've never met a time traveler. There's no.
Well, I don't know. Have you met a time traveler?
There's no. There's no.
Well, throwing a fireball and lightning.
But that's in things.
That's magical.
That's in old lore. Before we could see beyond the stars and thought of things in such we used to think here there were people that could shoot into the shadow realm and right. Yeah. But then once we realized that, then we were like, well, you know where we could still like have this imaginary playground where no one can tell us that it's not. It's out there because no one can get there to tell us we're wrong. So the theories can just remain the theories, man.
Well, it's not just theories, but you take on how our planet is and where it is in the rotation with our sun and everything like that, and then you take the probability of other planets being in that exact Goldilocks zone as Earth that do have water on it, the probability of having life because there is water on that planet is very high that there is other life out there. So
what if
if there was a planet or a civilization that's been around millions of years longer than we have, a chance to evolve technologically and spiritually or whatever, and be able to travel intergalactically to other civilizations, that's bound to be happening. Like how old the universe is now, the just mathematically it's highly likely that there is out there.
Likely is not the same as it's going to happen because again, you're only saying likely based on size. You're not saying likely based on a baseline.
Yeah.
See, if you had like a baseline where we had like 1% of evidence that for some reason this does exist or had existed, then I would understand. But when we start from zero and we just say this could exist because of the expansiveness of things, it's like, okay, could exist, but lots of things could. Like there could be flying whales in space too. Like,
how'd you know about that?
Because I put them there. Because I put them there.
Oh shit!
So how do you know? Do you subscribe again? Where I don't want to get too deep into a religion because I'm not a religious. I'm just a person who wants to play devil's advocate.
Yeah.
But would you feel like thinking that there's superiority in space be the same as being like a blasphemer? Because isn't the idea that you don't put anything above? And wouldn't that be putting things above?
No, you're not praising him. You're not praying to him.
Well, are you kind of because you're searching for them? Like you're trying to prove it.
No, you're just searching for other life out there. You're not proceeding. You're not putting them on an altar. You're not.
But you're willing. You're willing to, with zero evidence, still like really fight for their existence. Even less than you'd probably be willing to fight for God's.
Not really fight
with no evidence, because there's no evidence out there for that either.
No,
because it's all just theory. And I'm not here to dissuade anybody who believes in religion or doesn't. I'm just playing devil's advocate.
Right. Well, those two are
because I love aliens.
Those
people really they want to know.
Aliens and God are on two different, very, very different spectrums. One is a deity that is all omnipotent and all.
Doesn't alien just mean foreign to us though?
Alien is anything that's outside the planet Earth. Like anything outside your country, you're an alien when you come to the country.
But even like people used to be referred as obviously derogatory
we're a celestial
because
body
they were alien to that land still. They were right.
So an alien outside planet. If you go to Mars, you're an alien, right?
Yeah, totally.
Exactly.
So we were aliens when we were on the moon. So we have found aliens. We were just the aliens.
Technically,
we are the aliens.
Yeah, and if panspermia is true, we technically are aliens. Right?
The what?
Panspermia. Panspermia is a transfer of organisms' life from like a meteor or an asteroid hitting the Earth. That's what's panspermia.
Okay.
Panspermia is called.
What does that do?
That's like the seeding of life on all planets. That's how I think sometimes organisms and life happen on this planet. So when this planet was millions or billions of years young, it was in a volcanic state. Everything started cooling, oceans, And asteroids come because they found like in space rocks on the moon. There's like biological organisms.
Okay.
So when you have these asteroids hit a planet that has been unseeded or whatever, and now you seed it with life by panspermia
Oh, I see. Because life came on the meteor.
On the meteor, right?
Now, have we ever found a meteor that had life on it, other than the meteor that we think might have crashed into this theory?
It's hard to say because you'd have to get.
No, it's not hard to say. It's a yes or no. Have we ever found a meteor with actual life on it that could do that, or is that a theory?
No, it is difficult because finding a meteor with life on it that's not contaminated by Earth's biomes, like their organisms. It's hard to say if that came from an outside planet or outside source from the meteorite, or if that's
so then our own,
because you'd have to get it from space that's it
would have to be outside of our solar system,
right?
So that it wasn't,
or it could be inside the solar, but in space, right? It has to be in a controlled environment.
I see what
once it hits Earth, then all our organisms and biomes
meld everything in a millisecond.
So that's what it's hard to say. You can't say that there is, and can't say there isn't because it has to be a sterile environment.
I get it.
Yeah, but like there's bacteria that lives in space right now on all of the International Space Station. There's little
microbes.
There's like what are they called? They're like bear worms or whatever.
Oh, really? Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
They live on the outside in the vacuum of space.
That's crazy.
Yeah. They said there's some sort of quantum.
But where do they originate from? Did they come from space, or did they come with us?
It's kind of
because do we find them elsewhere, or do we only find them on the outside of our own ship?
No, they find them on the planet. I believe they're on you right now.
No. That's what I mean. Do we find them? Were they on the ship and you find them on the ship, or can we find them in space? Like, let's say you take yourself outside the International Space Station and go out into just space, 100 feet away from the space. Do you find it here in open space? They're not.
Well,
but they're on you.
It goes
so they came with you.
It has to be another sterile environment, right?
Space is a sterile environment, is it not? It is the most.
Well, no, because if it's coming from Earth, if you use
wouldn't the vacuum be the most sterile? Would there be nothing in it? Isn't space just devoid of pretty much anything?
Yeah, it's just a vacuum.
So it would be super sterile.
No, there's radiation stuff, so it wouldn't be super sterile.
I guess there is. Right, no, I guess that's true.
There's all water particles and ice crystals all around in space, so yeah.
I like it, we're just like two morons having this like deep conversation about things we have no knowledge about.
Space is cool. Space is very interesting, right?
To get blitzed and talk about space on the internet. I feel like I could be in a Graham Hancock documentary now.
Who's Graham Hancock?
That's the
ancient.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's the guy that does all the.
I got confused with Dick Ike or whatever.
Oh yeah,
that reptilian dude.
You're right, David Ike.
David Ike. I guess those two guys fucking. Yeah, that's right. He used to be a soccer
player.
That's right.
Yeah, in England, yeah.
And then it probably
now he's got a little bit of schizophrenia or whatever it happens.
Too many balls to the dome.
Too many. I think it's a racket.
Oh,
to be honest with you, I think he's just found. I think he's just found a way to sell like courses and books and seminars.
Good for him.
I mean, if somebody really wants to believe, you're not going to be able to. Like, I can't convince you, and I'm you know me. I actually watch documentaries on conspiracy bullshit. So I'm just playing the devil's advocate. But even on zero evidence, you're so emotionally invested because you want to believe a little bit.
It's not I want to.
You do though.
I have to
be honest.
I have to be a see it to believe it type of thing, but
not with this though. With this, you need to be no see it to believe it. No, just how bad you want.
No. I never said they were here. I never once said.
No, you didn't say they were here.
No, I do believe they exist.
Yeah,
I do believe they exist.
Based on nothing.
Mathematical. Like the mathematical equations.
And I know you're big on your math. You like everything. You narrow everything. Of course. This isn't the only thing that everything comes down to a math equation. So for this, you haven't just like decided to be like, oh no, on this one thing, it's the math for Anthony.
No.
Yeah, you're a bullshitter.
No. When it comes to life out there, it is definitely on a mathematical probability that there is, and that's why I believe that there is.
Thanks, Professor. You heard it here first.
I don't know if they're here or not. I would like to believe.
What is the mathematical equation? Do you know?
Well,
if you believe it, so like I said, can you work it out for us on a chalkboard? So like you could show us kind of how it works, just to show because you're really committed to it, because it matters. It's really important.
Coming up later today.
Coming up later
the whole
today.
Drake equation with all a bunch of numbers.
You used to call me on my cell phone, right?
That's a Drake.
They know when you need my love. Okay.
But it's good. Like, I like to think about the conspiracy theories. Like, yes, they're here on this planet. They have the whole ancient alien conspiracy. That is fanciful fun.
It is.
I agree with you.
I enjoy it too.
Right. That it does pure fun.
Have you ever watched the doc? It's an old one on YouTube called Ancient Aliens Explained or whatever.
Oh, it sounds familiar. I'm not.
It's like
sure.
a 3.5 hour long documentary where like there's like a group of archaeologists that like go over all the like bullshit from the first like 4 or 5 seasons and like talk about Göbekli Tepe and talk about all these different places that are supposedly, you know, way older than they actually are, and how actual like radiocarbon dating works and how clearly ancient like laser tools and diamond tip tools weren't used, and like they go through all. It's really good. It's like 3.5 hours. It's probably shit. When you go to YouTube, it would be like probably 8 or 9 years old now, but it has the thumbnail's like a carving off like an ancient hieroglyph or something is the thumbnail. But it said like Ancient Aliens Explained or something like that.
Yeah, I think I've seen that. Yeah,
it's really. I've watched it like 20
Well,
times.
yeah, these things. It's all machine laser diamond tip. It's like, well, you know what? It's probably pretty rough at the start, but over time, aging and corrosion from the air and everything makes everything smooth, and it looks like it was precision cut. But
we want to believe really. There's people that want to believe.
Like I said,
really
it's fantasy.
Bad.
It's a lot of fun. We're storytellers.
Right. And when you leave a lot of holes open,
you fill them yourself.
So people find these ancient ruins and they're only
except flat Earth is real.
1% or 2% of the information available. Well, that leaves a lot of wiggle room for me to just have fanciful thought. And there's nothing wrong with that, but we can't have fanciful thought be supplemental for scientific application.
Well, no, because if you look at it, everything's
because we don't use fanciful thought for like curing cancer. We're not like, well, you know, are you a Pisces? You're in luck.
Right, let me just read your horoscope here and we'll see if it's in the stars for you.
No chemo for you.
Oh, no, look at that.
Your horoscope says you're going to be healthy as an ox.
You're right.